I remember you and I sat down a little under a year ago when it was legalized in Canada and talked about there would be this inflection point when one company or a few companies delivered a product that would become the kind of the Coke or the Pepsi of the industry, the standard product that people identified as being the cannabinoid of choice. How far are we along in that process, and who's up front?
Well, I think we certainly haven't seen any product on market that's been able to separate. I think it's still something that we're working towards, and a lot of it's going to take some time to develop because we don't have standardized market access where we can widely take a product that catches on and has velocity and get in every market in the same way. So I still think we're a few years away, but we're doing very well in where we are with R&D. We're very excited, and I think that you'll start seeing that in the next couple of years. But it's hard to say you can lead in any single market and expect until we can roll that out to other markets that it will be able to. It's a long way to go to be a Coke or a Pepsi.
And what have we learned about the users? Because, again, it's a new product in a lot of markets that it's in. You do have these users who are coming kind of out of the illegal market into the legal market. We know about them. You also have the new users. And I guess my question with them is it just a novelty that a lot of people are trying once and saying, I don't want to get high the way I used to when I was 18 and it doesn't hold the same appeal for me? Or are you seeing kind of recurrence among those users who are maybe coming to the product for the first time?
Yeah, I think we are. I think there's a lot of people that are coming to the product and they were concerned about safety. They were concerned about stigma, and it's better to be able to go to a legal channel.
And criminality, I guess.
That's arguably the greatest risk is there's risks to your health if you go to jail for
losing
using
your
a product.
liberty.
Yeah, but what we're also seeing is the expansion of the category, and as we start learning more about different cannabinoids, you don't have to want to have an intoxicating result to purchase a cannabinoid-based product. That's one of the reasons. Skincare and what we're doing with Lord Jones is extremely interesting. Consumers that can go into Sephora or SoulCycle, and they're not looking to get stoned. They're looking for a completely different experience, and we are seeing recurrence, and we see a lot of excitement there.
Stoned on a spin bike doesn't have quite the connection. You'd want those synergies there. Let's talk about the share price for a moment. It's been under some pressure this year. The whole sector has indeed. We have heard from one of your big rivals in the form of Tilray that they expect to be profitable within 2 quarters. Where do you sit on that same timeline?
We're in a very fortunate position where, as far as where we sit from a cash position, we have more than enough runway to focus on what's best for the business long term, and not on when can we generate enough cash. So we're really focused on what will develop the best long-term value as far as the brands, the products, and the different channels we're going into, and that's really where our focus is now.
All right, let me ask it a different way. Do you have a sense of when the losses will start to decrease and sort of move back towards profitability?
Well, I think you can look at different categories, but it certainly depends overall on which markets open up. So, I think that we'll always be aggressive when markets open to make sure that we can get market share, make sure we can get our products out there. But one market may be mature and another market opens, and if you look as a whole as a company, it's hard to project how and when that will happen because there are so many countries opening up in different ways and so many different opportunities that are starting. So our focus is still growth, and I feel that we were put in a very fortunate position to be able to keep focusing on growth.
Let's end on a deal that, not your deal, but a deal that definitely has some ramifications for Cronos. So Philip Morris and Altria obviously have publicly said they're in merger talks. Altria, largest owner of Cronos, 45%. My understanding is they have an option to take that up to 55%. Has that changed, or would that change if you were to see a new ownership under Philip Morris?
There's nothing in our agreement that would change their ability to exercise that option, but I can't speculate on anything that would happen with the deal. But as far as our agreement with Altria, there's nothing that would change as a result of any potential merger.